levels. Starting off, it's a pretty solid board for Atalito. Not a lot of access to red, but definitely better than what Nesdonk's looking at. That board is not very friendly for blues, and I
Mhm.
like the setup though that Nesdonk's putting together. If he can just get a blue yellow, there it's going to
Oh,
be. I
oh,
decided not to use it on the right hand side.
yeah, Atalito is very staircased, low on his left side and high on his right side, and he wants to take that blue in a horizontal, so he does either have to build up to that, which he switches something at the last second, takes a lot of drop time for that. Um, he is only ahead by about 3 at this second, 3 viruses.
Yeah, and looking at what Nestonk has put together, so far things have really been going well for him. I love the setup. And then he's going to have this great uh, clear. The only thing I wish for him is that he'd gotten that he'd gotten that double yellow just a pill later because he could have
Mhm.
used the blues, but now he's getting red rushed, and that's not what you want to see. As he does make the right play, just decides to eat it and go down. Next blue is going to win it for him. He's going to be out at a 130, which is kind of the target time here. But Adelito, of course, already out and storming into this level 7 with an 8 virus lead.
Yeah, I the one thing I don't really like about Atalanta Sports, it really seems very blue heavy at the moment. And I'm never a fan of a blue heavy board. Um, I just think that, RNG is gonna come out and just say, "Oh, blues? Okay, well, here's a bunch of reds."
Yeah, that does tend to happen. And a really nice, quick decision there for Nestonk as he laid that red yellow up in column one. That means the next red yellow he gets, he
There it
does
is.
make that a T combo.
Woo!
Very smart play. And he's holding serve here, actually taking a little bit of the virus count, moving faster than Adelito has been able to do in this board. Deficit's only down to 3.
Yeah, well, Adelito does have that one blue, and he's gonna be at a 247. Whereas Neston really wants yellow right now. He doesn't really want anything that's not yellow. Um, and he is gonna be a little stymied by having both of those reds, next to each other in that corner. Um, Now they're free and clear, he'll be able to take them out. But them being next to each other does hinder a little bit of what you can do with the RNG of the game.
Yeah, but again, just kind of holding serve there as Adelito looking at a board with no access to blue until literally just now. Um, but yeah, it's not the easiest board for Adelito to get around, especially if he gets blue rushed at all. Nestok, though, not a lot of access to blue either, and getting those double blues really not what he wants to see.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
can
giving
tell he
Adelito a bit
wants
of
to
lead.
take those reds horizontally, he does. There is quite a bit of garbage on his board, he can take care of it. Um, well, it'll be a little bit harder now. It would have been with a pretty well-placed red, but he doesn't really have that option right now. And you could see he's thinking about his moves very, very carefully. And Adelito's just gonna be down to 2. Takes care of the garbage first, which enables him to use all of his pill halves correctly. He's gonna be out before 4:30 into his last level.
Yeah, Adelito definitely kind of catching his stride there, especially. Oh, didn't get okay. I didn't even see what was happening because I was focused on the fact that he turned down a quad for good reasons. It wasn't really a good quad to try to take, but all of a sudden just, everything disappears off his board. I think we forget if you don't watch Atalito for, a couple of days, you kind of forget, oh yeah, this is how he plays. Things just disappear
Mhm.
off his board for
Mhm.
with no warning.
Yeah, he does a lot of setups, and then he'll get a combo and everything will vanish immediately off of his board.
Nesdonk almost out of his level 8, just needs one more red and is going to get that. He's going to be out at a 526, so about a full minute behind Atalito, who is tearing through this level 9. Um, it is 13 viruses to 40, so gonna be very difficult for Nesdonk to take this one out, but we never say never till we
Mhm,
do.
and Adelito setting up a T into a drop, I believe. And he is signaling he wants to take that yellow horizontally as well. He just needs a couple more reds and a yellow, and he will be out. And there he
Oh,
gets
there's the red
that
yellow.
red yellow. He's going to be out at a 608.
So, GG's, that is a great time. And oh, thank you, JB, for the resub. So yeah, that's as good a time as any to mention that any subscriptions, any bits that are given to this channel do go right back into our prize pools. Everything goes for our competitors and just making this game better for everyone.
Exactly. We do use it to, also for payouts for our end of year brackets for those who win. So we do appreciate anything, any bits, any subs. If you come out to any of our live events and do any donations or anything like that, we really appreciate all of it.
All right, so both players ready for game number 2. Atalito playing to move on. Nestomp playing to be able to continue in this tournament. Um, that is, we've got our countdown starting up. It's 3, 2, 1, and pills. So you notice medium speed over on Nestonk's side, high speed on Atalito's side. That is always left up to the choice of the competitor. We don't require anyone to play on any specific speed except in our versus play, and then it's generally high speed unless it's in qualifying.
Yeah, Adelito is really hamstrung right now by just all of these yellows everywhere.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not a pretty board for him.
no, he is doing a very good job of trying to keep it as clean as possible. He did not have anything in his column 1 to start, so he has been able to use that as kind of a trash garbage pile. But as of right now, Nesdonk is actually in the lead.
Yeah, and this triple yellow setup is going to help with that. That's really going to speed his game up. Unfortunately, has a bit of a blue on top of those blues. Has decided to go for it, and actually, that's
Oh,
a smart setup for him. Good prioritization. Realizes that taking the blues horizontally would have meant dealing with garbage on the red, and he was getting the blues. So out at a 120, which is a good time regardless.
wow.
But with Adelito fighting on this level, it's given him a pretty solid lead.
Yeah, and you take any lead that you can get against Adelito, he's gonna be out at a 144.
Yes, indeed. So Neston going with a bit of a complex play, probably looking to dump some garbage on that left hand side, or dump a yellow on that left hand side and kind of get a full clear. Is gonna go ahead and just kind of forgo that, push that onto his back burner. It's a good time to do that. I like the setups that he's got. Meanwhile, Adelito playing very high up on this board, but
Ooh,
it's a giant combo. That's all. and he's within 10 of the lead.
A very nice tuck there, from Nesdonk at a pretty, pretty good down press rate. Um, I know I'm not really good at those. I can't get the timing right. So I'm always really in awe of people who can really just press down and everything just goes where they want it to go.
Yeah, that's been just really good play going on. Love this fat log. And then, yeah, everything's kind of free and clear. But look at the speed at which Atalito has caught up. Nestonk
Mhm,
only going to need one red. He's going to get out at 303. Atalito out at a 308. So definitely roaring back is Atalito, who just had a really awful level 6. But Nestonk playing his heart out, playing some of the best Dr. Mario we've seen even from him. Like that tuck, decides not to go for the double tuck to get that's the one that he decided to forgo the last time. And it's a smart decision either way because it could
mhm,
run you into some trouble, but it is definitely the fastest way to do that. But he is looking down the barrel of not having any access or any yellows once he clears the next one. So gonna have to be
mhm.
thinking about that.
Yeah, and he's getting a decent amount of yellows right now. So, he's really gonna want that kind of RNG to stop.
Yeah. All right, but there's that last yellow out of the way and some doubles. And yeah, I mean, Nestonk is holding, again, he's holding serve, but he's got a lot of blues. So it's a question of is he going to get the blues before Adelito gets his reds and blues? So far, the answer has been no. There's the red for Adelito. He's going to get a double blue to finish it out at a 437. And Nestonk just needing two more blues now. He's going to be out at a 441. So just 4 seconds separating these two as they go into this final level.
Mhm. But again, it's Adelito doing Adelito things. I really think he wants to take those blues horizontally first. That's what he's kind of signaling. Um, and then potentially the red. So he's kind of really waiting on a very specific setup. Decides to manufacture what he wants, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, meanwhile, Adelito or Nestonk has been fighting with some of the RNG that he's gotten. He had a plan. You can see that red yellow in columns 3 and 4. It was supposed to go a different direction, but he is trying to make
Ooh,
trash
nice
into
tea.
treasure. And yeah, that T is kind of the final piece of that. It was a difficult play, and he took a chance on it, and it ended up not going the way he wanted, but it still has worked out pretty well for him.
Mhm.
Only down by 3 viruses here.
Yeah, I like, the setups that he's done, even the ones that he's had to abandon. I still think they've been pretty good. Adelito does not have any yellow on his board. Makes this nice under clear to get rid of all of those blues. He's just gonna need a couple more reds and he'll be out.
Yep, so one more red for Adelito. That is gonna do it for him out at a 625, but, super GG's to Nestonk for putting on
Mhm.
again, probably the best we have ever seen him play, was right at the end there, and
Watch the
look
setup
at this
though.
combo.
Bam!
Yes. Sub 7
Wonderful way
and
to end that level. Very, very good showing from Nestonk.